back. Another episode of Hump Day. We're gonna have to do it over Zoom because Mike is in Texas,
Yep.
which kind of stinks.
Abilene.
Yeah, but we're not gonna waste any of your guys' time talking about that. We're just gonna head right into the games, and we're gonna start off with the Patriots-Jag game. And Jags 32, Patriots 16.
Definitely close to your heart as a Patriots fan.
Yeah, that game stunk. Drake May looked good, so that's all I really care about now is how good Drake May looked, and he looked fine.
No, he looked like a competent NFL quarterback, a little above that. I mean, he's playing the Jags, not the best defense, but I mean, as a rookie, second start.
Yeah, 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. The Patriots defense was god-awful. They played so soft. Even Gerard Mayo said the team is soft right now, which I don't get why he would say that publicly because that's literally on coaching. So he just blamed.
I mean, it is, but it's also the players, I mean, part of it's coaching.
That's part of coaching, and if you're going to say that stuff, say it to the team behind the cameras. Don't say it to the cameras,
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that makes sense to say that. And,
well, I mean, it's not like you guys are like, you're a younger team. It's worse when you're a younger team, I feel like.
And we have a lot of injuries on defense.
That's part of the reason.
I mean, and I get it. Teams get hurt all the time. You got to play through injuries or get players have to step up when other players go down with injuries. But I mean,
as a 1-6 team, why are you saying that? Why are you saying
I know. Like, we knew our expectations going into this year. We weren't going to be good. After that Bengals week 1 win, I'm like, oh, that was kind of sick. But now we just stink.
And I mean, they got down in a
I mean, they had a good first quarter.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they were winning. Awesome. They should have doubled down on the run. Stevenson only having 7 carries. Kind of crazy. I mean, a few weeks ago, people were talking about him being, an upper echelon running back. But 7 carries for 18 yards ain't doing it.
And another thing, Doug Peterson gets to coach the Jags for another week at least. Because if they lost this game,
easily. He was out right away. Yeah. You go to 1-6 against a 1-win team, no less.
Yeah. I mean, they look good. Trevor looked good, but I mean, the Jags still aren't good.
Yeah, I mean, Hunter Henry though for Drake May, I think that's a big thing.
They need a tight end. They need a safety valve, and that's what Hunter Henry's been doing. And I mean, Tank Bigsby, he had an awesome game. That's an awesome name too for a running back. It's a stick name.
Huge pickup for fantasy for me. I mean, he was my fantasy darling a few weeks ago, and it's been pretty good. I mean, they got a negative game script last week, obviously, but the 2 other weeks he had like almost 30 points both games. So I'm pretty happy with that. Brian Thomas, that was another good game. I mean, oh my God, he's had the best season out of the rookie receivers. Obviously, Marvin Harrison has just not looked great all the time. He hasn't been healthy all the time. That's part of it.
Been out for the past 2 weeks.
Thomas is a physical anomaly. 6'3", 4'3" speed. I mean, it's nasty. I knew he was going to get matched up with Gonzalez a little bit, and Gonzalez is a great corner, but I mean, sometimes it's hard. It's hard for anyone to defend that. You had people like
quarterback's the hardest position in the NFL. Like that.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna get burned.
You got to give up. Yeah, you're gonna give up. Stuff unless you're not getting thrown to. That's the only way you don't give up stuff. Nobody's even the best don't have that stretch Revis had, and that was just it was ridiculous. It shouldn't. It makes no sense that even happened. But yeah, they spelled Bigsby with the Ernest Johnson. I mean, ETN. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think it might be the end. I mean, running backs go quick. And he looked pretty good. Last 2 years.
And it's all about feeding the hot hand too. Whatever hand is hot at running back, you're going to feed him more. So
yeah, exactly. And the fact that your third string guy, while he's out, is being productive in a spell role.
Yeah,
you're kind of in a bad spot. I mean, not much really else to say. I guess Christian Kirk contract is starting to look worse and worse every week.
Yes,
I mean, he was good the first year with them, but Gabe Davis. Why did Gabe Davis get the contract? Because there's always an overpaid receiver. That's status quo.
The whole idea for Gabe Davis is if you throw a jump ball or a 50-50 ball, he's going to catch it. And this year, he literally hasn't caught one of those balls.
Nope,
You know,
just absolutely nothing. I'd like to see Bigsby kind of involved in like the passing game a little bit, and that's kind of what they did with Dearness Johnson. But second year guy showing out a little bit in the running game, but some guys just don't have hands, and that's why a lot of running backs don't get it.
they should just take it 1 week at a time.
Oh yeah,
because they're still
I don't know.
Jaguars.
You're just evaluating people when you're I mean, both teams. You're really just evaluating people. 2-5, 1-6. Your season's all but over.
Pretty much.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it wasn't wasn't one of the worst stinkers of the week. So
no, it wasn't. Next game, kind of a stinker. I mean, Seahawks 34, Falcons 14. Seahawks they got their defense back and healthy, and it showed. It showed big time. Geno played great. Didn't really make any mistakes. Played good. Kenneth Walker, they were running the ball like crazy. Bijan had a great game, and
he did.
Michael Penix had one snap, so that was pretty cool.
I mean, yeah, he's got to get in the game. I mean, Kirk really stunk it up. Really, 2 picks.
Yeah.
He got sacked 3 times though. When you get under pressure. Actually, quick aside, back to the last game. 2 sacks only on May. I mean, he was still getting pressured, but he was getting the ball away, which is good.
Yes.
So
yes,
for a bad O-line.
I've been liking his footwork, and I like how he steps up in the pocket. That's always a good sign for a rookie quarterback. But that's enough about Drake May and the Patriots.
Yeah, just a little sad.
DK, I mean, 4 catches and 99 yards. He did get hurt, and I don't think he's going to play next week.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, that's a little something. I mean, other than that, it was just.
You saw the throw by Jackson Smith?
I did. That was pretty sick.
It was. It was a cool play.
Yeah, that's always cool. That's always fun to see.
I mean, DK put in his usual work. Not 100 yards, not quite, but touchdown, 99 yards.
4 catches. I mean, that's a pretty typical DK game. It was a pretty bad weekend for the NFC South. Everybody lost except the Panthers.
Yeah, go figure. And Andy Dalton just got into a car accident, unfortunately. Prayers out to him and his family for being in the accident. He's getting evaluated by team doctors, so it sounds like he'll be fine. Nothing crazy, but still shaking up, I'm sure, with your family. I'm sure he's got young kids too. I guess my only question is for the Seahawks going forward. I mean, 4-3,
I mean, that division also, the NFC West is wide open.
I mean, they can make the playoffs, but what's their ceiling? They don't have that much of a ceiling. Geno is going to make wild plays, but I don't know. The team isn't fantastic. Just where I don't think they can make a run. I don't want to say that because there's been crazier things that have happened, but
I mean, you look at that division, the 49ers are beat up. Like, everybody is hurt. Even their kicker, Jake Moody's injured. Like, literally everybody's injured on the Niners, and they played terrible against the Chiefs. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, that was awful.
So, I mean, like, NFC West is kind of open for anybody right now. So, I guess we'll see what goes on with them.
Guess we'll just move on to Bills Titans. Bills won 34-10. I mean, did you expect anything different? I mean, Mason Rudolph was out there, maybe a steadier hand, but not a winning hand. He definitely didn't have a winning hand. Josh Allen, back to form.
Yeah. Amari Cooper, touchdown, right in stride too. His first catch was a touchdown. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that it was. Shakir, I actually thought they were going to tick down the other guys a little bit with Cooper, but that just kind of opened it up for the other guys because, they were giving attention to Cooper.
That's also how Josh Allen works. He likes distributing the ball to anybody.
I mean, it's not like Diggs was getting the ball every play when he was there. And you need a guy like that. If you don't have a guy like that, it's going to be hard to win those big games.
No, exactly.
Because Josh Allen can only do so much. I think he's really happy with that. Ray Davis didn't blow it up, but James Cook came back. He didn't look great. He didn't look great coming back, but he's on the mend. So what do you really expect there?
Exactly.
And they won handily, so it doesn't really matter.
And that's all you ask for a good team. You just want a good team to beat up on a bad team. and they took care of business, and that's pretty much it for the Bills. They took care of business and
I
handled
guess
it.
Mason Rudolph's going to stay in.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't
I would say
see
so.
any benefit to going back to Will Levis at this point. I mean,
No.
just bonehead stuff. But no reason to even talk about it. I guess we'll just move to the Bengals. This was a more competitive game for what it's worth saying, but
I mean,
you know,
Deshaun Watson, torn Achilles, out for the rest of the year.
they cheered.
And I'm not
I
going to get mad at Browns fans for that.
I don't
because
hate it. I don't hate it.
Watson is a bad person. You know, he's a bad person.
It's not like the Eagles fans when they booed Santa Claus. You know, Sean Watson. Obviously, I hate to see anybody get hurt. You know, especially you see that Achilles pop up in the leg.
That's
just bad stuff.
Like, it's just a football guy move. Like everybody watching, like all the guys just watching it, and you're like, oh, that's a torn Achilles. You can tell because it's like you just know. Back to back weeks.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I just need to say this. I did not understand the decision why Jameis was the emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
Dorian Thomas Robinson, we've seen him play before. It ain't pretty. It ain't great. He didn't play great. Jameis came in, threw a touchdown.
That's one conversion, you know.
It's too late though, you know. I feel like the Browns could have contended for the playoffs if they had put Winston in earlier, you know, just because he gives you that he's going to throw the deep ball. This reminds me of a game later with someone else that was throwing the deep ball, but that makes me sad. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, David.
Back-to-back weekends that the Bengals defense has looked really good. Now, again, it was against the Giants and the Browns, but that's something to build on for the Bengals defense because the first 5 weeks or 4 weeks, their defense was terrible. So, I mean, now they're 3-4, so they're starting to build something again. Joe Burrow didn't play amazing.
No, they didn't play bad.
They did what they had to do to win, and yeah, the defense looked good again. And a kick return for a touchdown. That's always pretty cool. You always like seeing that.
No, certainly. Jamar Chase didn't really put up any crazy numbers. I really think that they're missing Joe Mixon. The running game looks not great at all. You know,
played awesome.
Zach Moss was super inefficient. Barely had more yards than carries. Chase Brown didn't look good either. You know, just a little fantasy thing, I guess. Njoku, it looked like a good tight end. Maybe people were going to force feed him. I don't know what they're going to do now. I mean, Jerry Jeudy didn't look great as a wide receiver one this week. It's cool to see Nick Chubb. It was cool to see Nick Chubb for the injury, but I mean, what are you going to get out of him? You're not going to get anything out of him. There's a 1-6 team. It's kudos Browns. It's over. You know, you tried.
You're right. It was happy to see Nick Chubb back because he is a very loved player.
I mean, he's an awesome human being. I guess Packers Texans then. This was a good game. This was the first good game.
It was a great game. It was.
Oh man.
If I'm a Texans fan, I am disappointed, but I'm not. That's a good team you guys just lost to by 2 points, and
they got the same record as you guys.
You know, like Jordan Love's really good, man.
He is. I mean, he's more like, I guess, akin. I hate you always have to, Packers quarterbacks.
Like some Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
He is. I mean, he's gonna throw the ball into trouble, but damn, does he just make some crazy plays?
Josh Jacobs got his first receiving touchdown of his career.
That's crazy. Absurd. It really is absurd. Just the volume that guy has gotten. I mean, deservedly so because he's a great runner. Wow. I mean, it had to happen. I wonder what the betting odds were on that. Must have been crazy.
That's just weird. You know, you never would have thought that, but yeah, first time in his career getting a receiving touchdown. The Packers. They're good, man. They just know it. They're just a good organization that knows how to win. That's it. And again,
Romeo Doubs the last 2 weeks.
It's been awesome.
He's looked really good. I wouldn't say as good as Brian Thomas, but wow. So far he's been two.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison had the great game, but I mean,
One great game. That's it.
that's it. That's it. That yeah. I guess as far as the
Joe
Texans,
Mixon looked great.
yeah, he looked
He's
great.
still really
Awesome. Awesome. If I'm a Bengals fan, I'm like, damn, we should have kept him. Should have paid him. It wasn't a crazy pay,
No, it wasn't.
And they needed that, to keep the game competitive because CJ didn't really do anything.
He had 86 passing yards.
I know he didn't do anything.
That's not good. That's not good.
You look at the no picks. Oh, he didn't do anything. You protect the ball, and you have under 200 yards. It looks bad. Under 50% completion percentage. I don't know, disappointing in that way, but it was a good game. It was a good game.
It was. It really was.
That's fun football. You like to see people take deep shots. You had it on the other side of Jordan Love. We're marching through this right now.
Yeah, we are. And the next game we're going to talk about, we're probably going to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, why even?
Almost. I called 16, Dolphins 10. Anthony Richardson ran the ball well.
I don't know.
That's pretty much it. Like, he ran the ball.
He's going to be a project coming in.
I know. And he just...
Oh, man. He really, looked brutal.
Brutal.
They
won.
They did.
I guess that's all you could say for...
Yeah, they won for what reason? Listen, any game Tim Boyle's in, oh, boy, is that a sticker. Why?
I don't even think Tim Boyle wants to play. I'm sure when he got called in, he's like, I don't even want to play right now. Like, can I just...
Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley, really lit it up out there,
Tua is cleared to play for next week. I think he is going to play next week.
Hear about his comments on the Guardian cap?
Yeah, he doesn't want to wear it. Personal decision.
I understand that.
I don't get why people are hating on it because...
Oh, I mean, listen, I don't care. That's his choice.
Guardian cap is like a Band-Aid on like a cut that needs 50 stitches. It's like, it's not really going to do a whole lot. So if he doesn't want to wear it, he doesn't have to wear it,
I mean, better safe than sorry, but what are you going to do? Yeah, a guy wants to do what a guy wants to do. HN looked good, so I mean, I guess that's fine when he comes back, I really liked him. He was awesome. I think he averaged like 7 or 8 yards a carry last year.
Yes.
But yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
I think
I don't know what to do. I don't know what the Dolphins are like. I have no idea how to feel about Mike McDaniels anymore.
2-4. I mean, it's not his fault, but I mean, what's up with Tyreek Hill? I don't care who's throwing the ball. You're Tyreek Hill, man. I mean, get him on a short route and make him, get some yak. He has the speed. Get him in the field. I don't know. And why is Jonnu Smith leading them in receiving yards? I guess because their quarterbacks are so inept.
Yeah, I mean, any game with Tim Boyle is not a good game to watch.
Yeah. I guess Michael Pittman had a little bit more of a repertoire with Anthony Richardson than he did with Joe Flacco. But with Joe Flacco, the offense was moving. I like Josh Downs with him.
Yeah. Also, every time Anthony Richardson runs the ball, did they not teach him how to slide yet?
No.
He just goes like face mask first into everybody. I'm like, dude, slide.
Yeah. Baseball slide. Talk to a baseball player.
Kyler Murray slide. I love it. The Kyler Murray running around and he slides every time, and it's a perfect slide because he's a baseball player.
Oh yeah, exactly. Russell Wilson. I mean, oh God, who was it? I remember a rookie was sliding, and he's like, "Oh, I'm learning how to slide." It was Joe Burrow. It was Joe Burrow when he was a rookie.
Yes, he was terrible at sliding.
But you got to protect yourself. That's at the end of the day. I guess the next game is a really good game. So I guess we'll pick back up, after the break with that.
Talk about the next game, which was, I love this game. So yeah.
Awesome. So welcome back to Hump Day Sports. We got a really good game to talk about right now. 2 5-1 teams now. The Vikings are no longer undefeated. Lions win 31-29. David, what do you think?
Lions are just awesome. That's it. The Vikings play good. And again, if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm upset, but you lost to a really good team. And again, Jared Goff, his hot streak is just, it's continuing. I mean, 22 for
I think
25.
it's gonna stay. I
Yeah,
mean,
22 for
what
25, 280 yards.
front runner for MVP?
No,
You want to say
I
that? I
would
mean,
actually say
I don't
that
think
right
it's a
now.
bold take, really.
I think it's either him or Lamar right now for MVP.
Yeah. If
I
Josh
mean,
didn't have those bad weeks,
yeah,
he could have been in the
yeah.
conversation. But yeah, I think it's a two-man race at the moment. That
And
changes like that.
yeah, Jameer Gibbs, awesome. Ahmad Ra, awesome. I knew this was going to be a good game when Dan Campbell did a fake punt on fourth down in the beginning of I think it was like the first or second drive. And he did a fake punt in their own, like on their own side of the field, and it didn't work. Like I'm like, all right, now I know this is going to be a good game.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy. The Vikings go from undefeated, they have a bye week, then their next week they are not leading the division anymore. And the Lions are in first place now. I mean, again, the NFC North is it's stacked right now.
Oh my
It's
God, it's
crazy.
unbelievable.
No, it's
It
crazy.
really is. It's the best division in football. I mean,
It's not even close.
no. I mean, every team is fun to watch.
Yeah,
That's what it is. They all have their own storyline and they're all
that's true.
intriguing
Yes.
as hell. They're all intriguing as hell.
Um,
Bears were off this week, but
yeah,
I'm sure it would have been a good game if they were in, especially with Caleb Williams, the way he's been progressing.
yeah.
But damn, Jameer Gibbs, David Montgomery. David Montgomery, a
Love
little
that guy.
scary situation there.
Yeah, I love
But
you hear their running back nickname, their duo.
no.
It's Sonic and Knuckles.
Oh, that is a really sick name.
And Jameer Gibbs is obviously Sonic,
Oh
and
yeah.
David Montgomery's Knuckles. And I love it
You
because
need it. Yeah, yeah.
I
You love a
love
good
that
nickname.
nickname.
Tandem
Perfect.
backfield.
Yeah, it's perfect for them. They played great. Again, their offense played great.
Yeah,
Um,
so
and like
Mon
Sam Darnold
Rob.
didn't play that bad.
Oh yeah,
You know,
no, he didn't play bad at all by any stretch. I mean, that one interception
big
wasn't a
play.
great pick, but
It happens.
he got sacked 4 times.
Yeah.
He was under a little duress, surprisingly, I would say, for, Lions defense anyway. But yeah, no,
Yes.
it
But
was
that interception by Brian Branch was
it was
awesome.
beautiful.
Oh, it was awesome. That was just a fun NFC North matchup. It really was. It's
Aaron
everything that
Jones was
Aaron
good.
Jones. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vikings are still
Uh,
really good, and so are the Lions.
it's gonna come down to I mean, the Packers too,
It's
I
crazy.
mean,
Like it's crazy. I'm gonna like. I know the Bears are good, but
but they're
they're
not gonna
not.
be in it at the
They're
end.
not on those levels of those three teams. So
Just
once they have to
dominant.
start, they're going to go through a gauntlet in a couple weeks when they're going to have to play all the division games. They
They're
might
gonna
go.
give them. They're gonna give them tough games, but they're not gonna. I don't think that they're
Yeah,
gonna come out of it. In the division games, I'd be surprised if they went, even 500.
yeah, no,
Maybe like 2-4. I could see, 3-3 on the high end. I really
yeah,
don't think they get 4 wins out of that.
no, no, no.
At home they got to get their wins at home. I would imagine. So that limits you right there.
Yeah,
Um,
and I was right about this game. I said the Lions are going to win. I was wrong about the under,
you did.
but I said the Lions are
It,
going to
it
win.
was such a back and forth game. The way that the scoring happened too, it was a game of runs.
It was.
It was like
Lions
basketball in
struck
that
like
way. It was just like back and
yeah.
forth. Like
The Vikings struck first in the first quarter. They played better, and then second quarter was all
it
Lions.
was all
They
Lions.
scored 21 points in the second quarter, and
Yeah.
then they did enough to hold off the Vikings for the rest of the game.
I mean, it's always cool to see a team trying to come back, like put up 12 points,
Yeah, no, it
But
was a very fun game. It was a very, very Dan Campbell Lions fun game with
God, I just
the
have
Vikings.
that feeling for Sam Darnold. I'm so happy.
You should be
I
happy for
I
him. Everyone should be happy for Sam
I
Darnold.
don't know what could go, obviously it could go wrong, but I mean, he's going to be the starter next year. I mean, if this keeps up, he's going to be the starter. There's no doubt in my mind, If he plays like he has these 6 games, that's it,
They did just draft JJ McCarthy for a reason.
They
That's
did,
all I'm
but
saying.
if he replicates these 6 games for the rest of the season,
Yes.
you can't argue that,
Then there will be some questions.
Like, this team, say this team comes away with 3 losses and they win a playoff game. How could you put JJ McCarthy in?
Because you drafted him so high.
Yeah, but Sam Darnold isn't old,
That is true. He's not old.
It happens. It happens sometimes. You could have good quarterbacks that got, upseated, or he didn't even have, the job, I guess you would say, when he got hurt. But yeah, I mean, it happens sometimes. I'm not trying to put any bad, energy on JJ. I mean, I wasn't his biggest fan as a pro prospect, but I definitely see the upside in him.
Yeah.
But if Sam Darnold plays this way, you got no choice. A 27-year-old quarterback that leads your team this way. I mean, obviously stacked skill positions.
Yes.
Aaron Jones, JJ,
Mm-hmm.
Addison.
Yeah, and a great defense.
Yeah, I can't argue that. Maybe he's a product of that, but offensive coordinator.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good game.
I guess. Yeah, great game. It was.
Stinker next though.
Next game wasn't a good game. That is true. Yeah, Eagles 28,
Oh,
Giants 3.
PO.
Yeah, Saquon. This was just a Saquon revenge game. He had more rushing yards than the Giants had total yards combined.
Yeah. Drew Lock got in there though.
He did. Daniel Jones hasn't thrown a touchdown pass in MetLife in like over 600 days. Tom Brady was still in the league last time Daniel Jones threw a touchdown pass in MetLife.
I saw a graphic, and it was like it was, Facebook one little rage bait type of thing. It was Daniel Jones and Jalen Hurts being like the same, because like their statistics were similar, but like Daniel Jones had less turnovers. But oh my God, you watch him play, it's like, people just look at the stats. It's unbelievable.
There's always a like, oh, what the fuck are you doing moment with Daniel Jones? Like every game.
Just gross. Just gross.
And I mean,
Jalen Hurts played, I mean, he didn't have to do anything. Kenny Pickett got in there. Oh, Mittens Pickens.
Yeah, and Pickett did get in. AJ Brown played good. He got a touchdown.
But yeah, disappearing act for Devonta Smith. I mean, oh man, that's negative yards. But what do you don't need it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they won. Like, they just dominated the game. It was a good win for the Eagles. They needed this win. They needed to. I can't remember the last time they had like a dominating win, and this was a dominating win.
But the thing is, I really, I mean, offensively, the Giants, besides Malik Neighbors, are I would say the least talented like offensive team. I mean, there's some teams up there.
Imagine if they had like a top 5 running back in the NFL.
Yeah, imagine they could have. Yeah, I mean, and they would have had a different quarterback too, probably.
It's okay. The Giants are looking forward to. Giants fans are looking forward to Friday when the Yankees play. That's pretty much it right now. They're focused on the World Series. Yeah.
Little golf clap for the Giants.
Yeah, I don't got much more to say about that.
Yeah, I think I'm done with it. I guess we'll go Rams, Raiders. Yeah. Gardner Minshew back in. I'd like to see that. 3 picks.
Brock Bowers is awesome.
He's awesome. No doubt.
Yeah, he's sick. He's an awesome tight end.
I didn't know how to feel about when they wanted the Jets to draft him. I mean, I wanted him. Obviously, you always want prospects, but I was like, oh, Olu Fashanu, solid tackle. But oh my God, Brock Bowers looks like a game breaker, man.
Oh, he's the man. He's the man. He really is.
Best rookie tight end I think I've seen ever. Usually like tight ends struggle bus when they come in. Oh my God. I mean, yeah.
Should have been.
I mean, you got to feed the mouth on a, dying horse even, but oh my God, he looks good. He looks, proof of the volume. I don't care. He doesn't need volume to be this good. He is this good.
That's the only thing Rangers fans can be happy about is Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I guess Madison's looked better. I don't know. It's not that really matters. But I thought he was going to be good last year on the Vikings. He's looked okay for the Raiders.
And then the Rams, I don't know, you beat the Raiders. Congrats. You're still 2. You're still I was seeing that they're looking, I think I saw on Twitter, might not be true. They're looking for trade talks with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I saw that too. I saw that. No, I think there's some validity to it.
And I heard some trade talks with Stafford.
Yeah, me too.
So I guess we'll see what the Rams are trying to figure
God,
out.
it's terrible. They're 2-4. If they had if they had one more win, I'd feel a lot differently because they're going to be getting guys back.
Yes.
Like, when they get Puka and they get Cooper back, I think there's going to be a huge uptick because Karen Williams is a great running back, but it's really hard to do it when Matt Stafford has nobody. And Matt Stafford has a tendency to stink sometimes,
Or be
but
awesome. Yeah.
two stud receivers. Let's just be honest
Definitely
about
wouldn't
it.
hurt. Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
wouldn't hurt.
definitely would make a difference. I think Stafford, would have eclipsed 200 yards and probably thrown a touchdown. They won, whatever. I mean, it's the Raiders, like you said. So whoop-de-doo. I'm not ecstatic. No one's ecstatic about it.
No, yeah. Yeah. And that's the NFC West again, still wide
Ooh,
open.
ooh. Bad game, but wow. Just totally blown out. Battle of the backups, I guess, if you want to call Andy Dalton the backup.
Yeah, Commanders 40, Panthers 7. Jaden Daniels hurt his ribs, didn't play the second half, might not play next week.
Don't play him.
I think they said he's week to week. Who do they
Let him sit.
Oh, they play the Bears next week. So maybe don't let him sit.
Yeah. I was wondering if it was gonna be like a layup like the Giants or something,
No, I'm pretty sure it's
Marcus Mariota didn't play bad, but it's the Panthers.
No,
so
it's the Panthers. Exactly.
5-2. I just you hate to see that with a rookie quarterback, especially Jaden Daniels. Maybe eat a little bit while you're off this week.
Oh my
God, I'm like scared for him.
Like during college, he get the shit kicked out of him. Like he would take huge hits in college against college kids,
not grown men, grown ass men.
Yeah. So there's some concern with that, but that Commanders are 5-2. They scored 40 points. That's fun.
You got to beat up on the bad teams, and
that's it. Good teams.
Bad team. Bryce Young got back in. He looked really good. Negative yards. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. I mean, he just looked so.
I think
always
after the Sunday night game, I was watching ESPN and Scott Van Pelt had Steph Curry on to talk about the NBA season coming out, and Steph Curry said at the end, he's like, "Yeah, go Panthers," and Scott Van Pelt just said, "Good luck with that. Keep pounding, I guess."
I think he used up the Red Rocket. That's what I think. I think Andy Dalton's juice is gone.
Oh yeah.
That's just what happens when you put in a backup spot starter. He's gonna play good, but once defenses kind of adjust the game plan for what he can do, because obviously he does a lot different than Bryce Young. Back to earth for Andy Dalton. I mean, he's if you had Andy Dalton from 2015, that'd be a different story. But that was 9 years ago. So there you go. Not much else to talk about. Oh God.
Next game was I knew I was gonna be right about this game. Chiefs 28, 49ers 18. The Chiefs just find a way to win. If you turn the ball over 3 times against the Chiefs, you're not gonna win. Yeah. You're just not gonna do it. The 49ers they don't look good right now. And everybody's injured right now. Everybody.
Sloppy game though.
And again, it's crazy. The Chiefs are 6-0, and you could ask them. They haven't played one complete game yet. They haven't.
No.
They're finding a way to win. Their defense is awesome. The way they blitz and pressure the quarterback is amazing. Chris Jones is a stud, and they're just finding ways to win.
Pat Mahomes looks bad though. His standard. But he just genuinely looks not good.
No, but
the quarterbacks have not been putting up numbers anyway this year. No, doesn't really matter. Who cares when you get to the playoffs? Pat Mahomes is going to throw 300 yards, 3 or 4 touchdowns, and they're going to win the game. Right? I don't care right now that he's thrown more picks, but it could be a Jameis year for him. Who knows? That's on pace to be worse than that, but undefeated with a 30-30 season. Who cares?
They're 6-0.
Make that make sense, though. Make that make sense.
Yeah, but 6-0 and they haven't played good at all. That's just what the Chiefs are doing.
Kareem Hunt, I mean, off the couch, playing
That's just what they do,
pretty
man.
good. Pretty
Like
good. I mean,
they bring Juju back, and he has a couple good games. They bring Kareem Hunt back, and he
he
has
got
some good.
hurt though.
Oh, Juju, he did. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
so
right.
that's going to be rough on them. I
Yeah,
mean, they're just decimated again.
I know.
Both teams really
So
decimated by injuries.
I mean, so many
Oh my
injuries
God.
this year.
Oh, Brandon Ayuk out for the year, torn ACL. Did you hear
Debo hurt
about? Yeah, he got hospitalized
in the
actually.
hospital. Yeah,
It
George
wasn't
Kittle's
an
hurt.
injury. It was he had pneumonia. He had fluid in his lungs, which
Yeah,
is that's rough. That could be rough on him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out next week, just because he's still recovering from that. That could be devastating.
that's hard to come back from.
George Kittle, beast.
He got hurt though.
I know, but beast.
Yeah,
Yeah, but not. I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
no.
Not like the other
They're,
guys.
yeah,
But they're really decimated receiver.
just 3 and 4, man. Like they're just not playing good. Brock played terrible. I mean, 3 picks.
System quarterback. I don't know. I mean, Ayuk out for the year. Debo, I don't think Debo had the juice he did a couple years ago.
He's also not a wide receiver one at all.
No,
You know,
no.
and
He
neither is
needed Brandon Ayuk. And that's no disrespect. I mean, he's a great
Brandon
two.
Ayuk's not even a real no wide receiver one. Like he's not.
No, they had a 2A, 2B. That's
Yes.
what the real situation was, which isn't a bad situation. Some teams have nothing.
Yeah.
Some teams have nothing, but just Travis Kelce, that's part of it. I think Travis is just slowing down.
They're not.
Listen,
They're not,
he's gonna
come
make the
playoff
plays
time.
when he needs to.
Come playoff
But
time.
he's saving it. He's saving it because he's getting old. I mean, you got to figure he's around Gronk's age. Gronk's been out of the league, what, 3 years now? I mean, obviously Gronk had some big, injury problems, but
yeah, but
um,
I don't know. I think that's really all I got for that game.
yeah, I guess we'll just move on to
Sunday night. Steelers 37, Jets 15.
Can we move on?
Who are you gonna blame now? Yeah, who are you gonna blame now?
Whom am I gonna blame? I'm gonna blame Aaron Rodgers, maybe. Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson, pretty atrocious. Pretty atrocious.
In the start of the second half that Garrett Wilson had literally lost them the game.
This team is just so unserious.
I know.
I'm gonna give you my take on this, but
yeah,
the last 2 years, a game under 500, right? Because with the new schedule, you have optimism. You get a huge upgraded quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers hasn't played good, but he's still better. But this team just cakewalked in, thinking, we have been pretty good, despite our atrocious, bottom 35 quarterback play. And Aaron Rodgers, obviously not going to be your savior, but he could be a decent hand. But the interception, neither of his interceptions were that atrocious, in all honesty.
No.
Not the same page with Garrett Wilson. He had Devontae, or I think Tyler Conklin open on that one though, like the one-handed grab. But the second one, oh man, Garrett, you gotta get out of your head, man. You're obviously in your own head, and I hate to see it. Young guy, really good guy, but
how about Russ? Huh?
Terrible. We'll get to Russ in a second. This guy drops the ball, and he basically taps it to the defender. Yep. Lines up offside or false starts rather. Just bad. They couldn't have anything going for Brees. I think Rodgers should stop holding the ball as much and check down to Brees and not Tyler Conklin. Tyler Conklin, you get him up the seam. You get him. He's a good route runner. Why are you throwing an unathletic tight end the ball in the flat to go get some yak? They have so many yak opportunity guys, and they're throwing it to him. What are you thinking about, Rodgers? But whatever. Russ,
let me say one quick thing. I was listening. I think Julian Edelman was on Colin Cowherd's show, and they were talking about the Jets, and they're like, whose fault is it? And Edelman said it's Tom Brady's fault. because teams had like the Jets got this idea being, oh, the Bucks brought in a 40-year-old quarterback and we won a Super Bowl. Like, oh yeah, we can bring in a 40-year-old quarterback and win a Super Bowl. You know, it's like
I mean, I don't hate that. I mean,
always
like it's
like
a joking take, but
but it's like you can't look
yeah,
at
not
Tom
everyone's
Brady and be
Tom
like, oh,
Brady.
we can do that. You know,
Listen, if the Jets played like they did the last 2 years, though, with Aaron Rodgers, yeah, this team
yes,
would be. They could be 5-2, easily 5-1. But oh my god, man, it just yeah, they're not the same team. They're soft. They're undisciplined. It's
yeah.
just
I mean,
it's terrible to
100
watch,
rushing
man.
yards. Yeah, no,
I
they made
want to.
Najee look amazing.
The coaching change was stupid. Ulrich, what they should have did, they should have fired or demoted Hackett and kept Saleh. The defense has looked worse since Saleh's been gone. The offense has looked better. I mean, besides this game, but
They didn't score a single point in the second half.
yeah, besides this game, exactly. How do you go, into you're up and you look deflated?
Yep.
They always look fun. I want Rodgers to be chewing people out on this. I want Rodgers to be chewing people out on the sideline. He's pouting on the sideline. You're a 40-year-old man. You're playing with boys, and you're just like, I know he's upset with himself, but oh my God, show a little leadership. You're not showing any leadership. That's garbage.
Lazy and lethargic. Like they don't.
You
look
made
like
Najee Harris look good, man. You made him look good. He looked good the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
but listen. He's looked terrible his whole career. Yeah, he has had 2 good weeks, and one of them is because the Jets are just atrocious against the run. George Pickens just unbelievable. I mean, they were on the fourth corner. They were on, the Jets' fourth corner. I'm not making excuses, but you have your fourth corner against George Pickens. You're not going to have a good day.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. I was right. I called Russell Wilson being better. He's going to take deep shots. He's just a competent thrower. That one play he made. He quick. I mean, this is like vintage Russ. It was it was a play action. He did that quick little thing, flip around, just chuck it. You're not getting anything like that from Justin Fields. You're not getting any of those jump ball throws. I think it elevates it's crazy to think that it would elevate their ceiling, but
they're 5-2.
Yeah.
And that defense is still so legit, They got a great defense.
This is a team that someone like Russ needs, though. Russ did not look terrible last year.
No,
he looked bad 2 years ago. Last year he looked fine.
Good last year,
Yeah, but you couldn't pay him that. That's what the Broncos were at. But
even last year, the Broncos had a shot like halfway through the year, or like 3/4 of the way through the year. They had a shot to make the playoffs.
Certainly.
Like he didn't play bad last year. I think he played pretty good last year, and now he's on a team with an awesome defense. Competent head coach. Mike Tomlin is just an awesome head coach.
Stonewall. That's the type of thing I want. Saleh made it like he was like this rah-rah guy and hold people accountable. No, it was BS. It really was BS. Ulrich, same way. Mike Tomlin's gonna chew people out. That's the thing. This team needs authority. That's what this team needs. Tyron Smith, done. Washed. Get him out of here. I don't care if you put him on the IR for 4 games and then have him come back. Obviously, something's wrong. He's a hobbled guy. I mean, you see, he's got an arm brace, knee brace. I mean, he looks, like a bio man. I don't know. He's like part robot, a machine. Get him out of here. Listen, he was great last year. He was great. Maybe he just needs to sit 4 weeks. And I want to see Olu Fashanu. Morgan Moses has looked good since he's been back from injury. Elijah Vera Tucker, I don't know. I don't know if he's
you have one more. You got one more excuse in the bank. You could get Hassan Reddick back, and then
yeah, whatever. See, the ceiling before this game was a 10-win team. Now the ceiling's an 8 or 9-win team. Realistically, Who knows? You never know. But it's the Jets. I'd say
They're
who knows because it's the
gonna get to
NFL,
play
but
the
it's the New
Patriots next
York
week.
Jets.
Imagine they lose to the Patriots next week.
I just want to let's just end this. It's been too long talking about the Jets. I know it's my team, but
Yeah,
I
but
go on a
just
sermon. I go on a sermon
yeah.
about it. You don't go on a sermon about the Patriots. So let's
Let's
just
just
get out of here.
let's just picture real quick if the Patriots beat the Jets next week.
I don't want to
Then
think
what
about
are you
that.
feeling? Yeah.
Nuke the team. I don't know.
All right,
Sell
fine.
everybody. Keep
Yeah,
Garrett and Brees
yeah,
offensively. I turn around and trade Devontae. I don't know.
yeah.
You
Let's
know, hopefully, like if that were to happen and Reddick has 3 sacks,
yeah.
ship them out, ship them all out. I don't know.
Yeah, Devontae went in the span of 7 days to losing to the Steelers, getting traded, and then losing to the Steelers again. That's
Yep,
kind of fun. Yeah,
it is pretty funny.
yeah.
Not for me, but
No, no.
I'm done talking about Sunday night. That was terrible.
Hop into Monday Night Football.
Yeah,
I love
fun
2 games
games.
Monday night. Yeah, I love Monday Night Football when there are 2 games because one game is always the over always smacks, and the other game the under always hits, and that's what happened. So we'll do Ravens Bucks first. I made 41 points for the Ravens. That's awesome. They looked awesome. Derrick Henry
Derrick
is
Henry.
the
Oh
fucking
my
man.
God,
He's the
man.
man. He's the man. He really is. Um, it really stinks for the Bucks that Mike Evans pulled his hamstring. He'll be out for, I'm guessing, like 4 weeks, and Chris Godwin's out for the rest of the year. That injury
Yeah,
was so
no,
gross.
that's brutal.
That was a bad injury. I feel bad for the Bucks because
That's it. That's it.
Baker has nobody to throw to, and they can't run the ball. So it was fun for the Bucks. I still love Baker. He didn't play like terrible. I 370 yards, 3 touchdowns. Had some bad picks in the red zone, but
Oh, there's
those
nothing.
injuries,
There's nothing left. I mean, I really, if
those
you're
injuries
out Mike
really hurt.
Evans for 4 weeks,
So I don't get why Chris Godwin was even in the game in that situation.
I don't either. And he's been amazing this year.
Awesome, awesome.
And
Injuries like that
Baker's
just
good, but he had 2 studs. That makes you a lot better than average because I guess Baker really is average. At the end of the day, the running game they didn't have anything going. Which last week they did, but this week they didn't.
yeah.
Kate Otten threw in a great performance, but I don't know. Ceiling's limited now. I don't know what's up with that division.
And
Guess I don't know. The Falcons didn't play well.
I mean, Lamar had
It's
five
a it's a
touchdowns,
ugh,
like 281 passing yards, and
gross.
he had 52 rushing yards. Derrick Henry had 169. Like this offense is just a well-oiled
All
machine.
cylinders.
And
This
Mark
is
Andrews
what
had
they
two
needed.
touchdowns.
Everyone was
Isn't that
saying,
crazy?
yeah, everyone was saying the Ravens needed another receiver. Bateman looked fine. They got guys that can contribute. And
They
oh
need
my
another
God,
receiver.
Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson.
I know. Yeah, they don't need another receiver
You
who can
can't
run the ball
compete.
like
You
that.
can't compete. There's
Yeah,
nobody that can stop that.
no, probably the Chiefs. Definitely the Chiefs.
Yeah, they have their number.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know, man. Derrick Henry.
No, the Chiefs. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We all know it's gonna happen.
Inevitable. Hey, let me dream for King Henry. All right.
Yeah,
Love to
that's
see the
true.
king on top.
I mean, next game, the last game was Cardinals 17, Chargers 15. This was Justin Herbert's. I want to say his best game of the year so far,
Yeah.
and they only got 15 points. I feel bad for Justin Herbert sometimes. I really do.
Honestly.
Kyler Murray looked good. He had that awesome 50-yard run. I just love watching him run. It's so
Yeah,
fun.
that pretty much sealed my fantasy game. I lost by a point. It's actually James Conner's long run at the end to get the field goal range, but
Yeah.
damn, I thought I was gonna win, and then I was driving to where I'm staying in Texas, and I got a notification 44-yard touchdown run. Wish I got to see it live because
Yeah.
I saw it afterward. It was sick.
I mean, and then Jalen Reagor, that fumble, Justin Herbert threw a beautiful ball to I think Jalen Reagor caught it at the 5-yard line and then just fumbled it, and that just killed that. And then there's the Chargers fumbled the ball 3 times. You can't do that. You just can't. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to feel about the Chargers. Like, I love Harbaugh and I love Justin Herbert.
There's not much to feel. I mean, there's not. I mean,
They have nobody besides Justin Herbert and I guess J.K. Dobbins,
I
who's
guess I don't know. He hasn't played that
he did
great.
have
Yeah.
a good night. He had a couple. He's had a couple like really good weeks, but
Yeah, but
past
that
couple weeks
doesn't
he
you
hasn't
you
been
can't
good.
you can't win a season with that. You
I
know,
know.
that's why they're 3-3 because he's been half good.
Yeah, no, literally.
That's really what it is. Half good, half mediocre.
Yeah, and
Um,
that's basically just the definition of the Chargers. They're half good. Like they're always going to
they're
be just
there. I
mediocre.
mean, they're not
Yeah,
going to
they're
be.
there.
They're going to be
I love
fringe team
Justin
for the
Herbert. I
playoffs
think
at the end
Justin
of the day.
Herbert's still a really good quarterback, but it's the Chargers, man. That's just how
Yeah,
the Chargers work. Like that's just
it's
how they work.
absolute disappointment. I mean, you had LaDainian Tomlinson. I don't know. Well, they had Philip Rivers, who was a choker, so I guess you could say that. But and
Yeah,
talented, they've had fun teams. It just I don't
they got
know.
to get some talent next year. That's what they need. They need.
Cardinals, it was a nice win for them. They're in a
Again,
tough division.
they're not at, like the division that again the NFC West is just it's wide open right now.
It's open, but it's
And
still tough. It's still
yes,
tough.
and I mean next week they played the Dolphins, who I mean I guess if Tua's back, that might be a tough game. You know,
If Tua is back, it's going to be
maybe
a tough game.
Tua really just solves everything for the Dolphins.
Oh, I think so.
You know?
Listen, I don't think Tua is that great, but the Dolphins need him.
Oh
If
yeah,
if you're trotting out any of the three quarterbacks that they have,
Skylar Thompson, Tim Boyle, or
Tyler Huntley,
MVP, not MVP,
Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler, yeah, Pro Bowler Tyler Huntley.
Oh yeah, super deserving. Great guy.
Just like
I'm
Mac
sure he's
Jones,
a good guy.
or just like
But
Mac
oh
Jones
my
was a
God,
Pro
why? Why?
Bowler.
That's like one of the worst ones I've ever seen.
Yeah, and yeah,
God, that reminded me of it was in the NBA. The one guy from the Warriors almost made it because his entire country voted for him. It was like
Zaza,
Zaza. It was
Zaza
Zaza?
Pachulia.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zaza.
And I think Zaza contributed more than Tyler Huntley for when he was a Pro Bowler for the Ravens. Um, he's not good. Tim Boyle's bad. Yeah, Tua's not great, but I mean, when you have a top 15 guy versus
Bottom 32
below
guy.
replacement level.
Yeah, literally.
Different sport, but yeah, below replacement level for sure.
Yeah,
I don't know. James Conner had another good game. I think James Conner is really good. I think the Steelers should have kept him.
it just the way he runs. I don't get how it works. Like he
No,
runs so vertical and so upright, and people just
there's a lot
bounce.
of guys that are like that. You see Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry just runs vertical the whole
But
time.
Derrick Henry is 6'3", 250. You
Yeah,
know, James Conner is what 5'10", 5'11".
yeah.
You
Not a
know,
big guy. Not a big
no.
guy.
But yeah, Cardinals 3-4. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, we got
Uh,
a fun week coming up.
we do.
Definitely
We
going
do.
to put out more content.
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna do some previews in the next couple days, talking about some games next week. It's an okay slate.
Yeah,
You know,
we're gonna talk about ours because we have a game this week. Our teams are pitted against each other, so we're gonna do a joint video for that. But since I'm away, we're gonna be doing. We're gonna split up the work. Dave's gonna do half, and I'm gonna do the other half. We are gonna talk about the World Series because we're both big Yankee fans.
oh yeah, baby.
Different
Oh,
sport, but obviously when the off season comes, there's gonna be
that's the
other
stuff we're
stuff
gonna
to
be
talk
talking.
about because
Yeah,
we're gonna
we'll talk
continue the
about other stuff.
podcast. Obviously,
Yes,
it's a hump day all year.
that's it. We'll always
But
find something to talk about. Basketball's back now.
yep, should be fun to watch
This
for
is
the
the perfect.
next.
This is the beautiful time of the year where all four sports are on right now, and it's the best.
It's the
You know.
best part of baseball, obviously.
Yep.
Football is awesome all the time. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
I mean, basketball, it's fun when the season starts. It gets a little long, it drags like football. I mean,
I
football,
really
baseball,
think basketball, like the basketball season, doesn't start for me until like
Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah.
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 When the Christmas games are going on. Oh, that's a fun time of year. Football, Christmas
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah.
Oh,
Football
I love
Christmas.
that. Can't wait for Thanksgiving too.
Ah, I love Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I
just
love
awesome
Thanksgiving.
football. Oh man,
Beers. That's it. That's all you need in life.
Cowboys. Cowboys are gonna be playing.
Watching the
I'm
Cowboys
sure
lose.
Jerry was happy they were off this week.
Yeah, the Cowboys still lost the bye week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, I
Cowboys
mean,
are
considering the
down.
Eagles won and the Commanders won, yeah, they lost the bye week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's too bad for them.
Yeah. Womp
I
womp.
almost feel bad. Dak, I
No, I
feel like
know.
it's a nice guy.
I know.
But God, how could you? The Cowboys are just America's team. They're just this
They're not
stupid
America's team.
prestige around it. I mean,
The
I
Lions are
don't
America's
dislike their
team.
fans as much as I dislike the majority of Eagles fans for just being dicks.
Yeah.
But oh my God, Cowboys fans have this I mean, all the people we're friends with that are Cowboys fans, they haven't won anything since they've been alive, like anything meaningful. So, but I think we're gonna have to sign off here.
Yeah.
We'll get the rest of the videos out soon.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have a great Wednesday.
Yeah. Hope you have a good hump day. Hope we're ready for some Thursday night football too. Oh, I thought this was a good episode.
Oh, me
We
too.
said.
I'm excited
Yeah.
to keep doing it.
Yeah.
All right, then. I guess we're gonna sign off now.
Yeah.
Happy
See
Hump
you
Day.
guys. Happy hump day.